Hey guys, so today we're going to be talking about the love of God versus the wrath of God. And I'm going to actually take from us a very famous verse that probably a lot of people know, and that's John 3:16. And it goes, "For God so loved the world that he gave his one and only Son, so that whosoever should believe on him should not perish, but have everlasting life." And what we all love about that is the fact that it talks about God's love. God's sacrificial love, that he was willing to even send his son into the world to rescue and save the world. But then later on at the end of chapter 3, we have this verse where he's talking and he says, "Whoever does not obey the Son shall not see life, but the wrath of God remains on him." And you think about that and you're like, how can a loving God be wrathful? That seems to contradict in nature. And so what I want to talk about is the fact that the wrath of God is rooted in love. And think about this even for your own life. If you've ever had a family member or a friend who has lived in a way that has made foolish choices, and you're observing their life, and maybe they're making just financial decisions that are really foolish, that cause bankruptcy or all sorts of problems in their life. Maybe they have an addiction, whether it be gambling or substance abuse, and you see like how it's those decisions, those foolish decisions, are destroying their life. And you're watching this play out, and you're watching maybe how it even impacts the lives of those around them. And what do you feel? You feel angry. You feel like so mad about it because you know that if they would just make better decisions, if they would just change their behavior, that they wouldn't be causing all of this turmoil in their own life. And so that love for them, do you see that? You don't hate them. Your love for them actually stirs up an anger, a wrath within you towards them, because you see the detriment and the chaos and the pain that's so needless. It's needless. And in that same way, God looks at us and he sees that he created us beautifully and wonderfully. And yet he sees the choices we have made, the ways that we have lived, and the ways that we've rejected him and turned against him, and all of the turmoil that's causing in our lives, so that we, in so many ways, have diminished the character and the nature of God within us, the image of God within us. And it's being corrupted and perverted and distorted in a way that he did not intend it. And he also looks and sees how that's inflicted on the world around us, how our actions and our ways of living have reverberated into this world and caused hurt and pain for the lives of those around us as well. And God looks on, and what does he feel? He feels mad. He's angry about it. But that anger is rooted in his love, because at the end of the day, God's default way of dealing with us is one of love. He comes to save and comes to rescue out of his love, and calls people to obey, to turn to him, to believe on his son, to come to his rescue plan that he's offered. And it's not rooted in wrath. But some that will continue to reject it, say, "I don't want it. I want no part of it," right? They continue, like your friends, down in their gambling habit, down in their destructive ways of living. Then certainly, yeah, the anger and the upsetness, it remains on those people. But just understand that's how this works out, that ultimately God loves you and he loves people. He doesn't want to remain angry. So he calls us to turn to him. And that's how we reconcile the love of God and the wrath of God.